it, so we understand that. So they all three get into a battle. Okay. Now it gets interesting this time because, in this sense, in the spontaneous amount of the battle, this happens to be like a triple battle. Okay, they three come out at the same time. So this Pidgey comes out at the same time. So of course, this female comes out, and of course she seems pretty experienced, and of course, Spot's just pretty cocky. She's just like, let's finish this quick. You know what I mean? Flames, Ember. She does the Ember, of course. This Pidgey hung in. She gets hit with a critical though, because this Pidgey did not like that Ember at all. Right? Now, the thing that's going to be interesting is that Pidgey could be vital. You never know. Now, in that sense, Splendid does tackle. You know what I mean? It shows this all in triple sequence. So it's going to be more insane and more in depth because it's going to have the background, of course. You guys will all know what the terrain area will be later down. So you'll know the development of how the route will look like. But you got to bear with me and continue on with the story. That's why I said you can't just rush into the development. You got to know what's going down first. Of course, it gets way more scarier for Leafa. This Rattata. But she takes down this Rattata quick. She does tackle 3 times. Okay. She gets exhausted, but she kicks in the overgrow. While, you know what I mean? While Splendid are battling also and dodging also. So it's kind of cool in this sense. The grandchildren that are the grandsons, they are recording this on the Pokédex, which would be practically the image that we're seeing through the TV screen, movie screen. And it would be kind of cool. Of course, Spot sees Splenda, get hit with, like, Splenda getting hit. And it touches her attention. She's like, oh, okay, because Splenda is like her backbone too, And, in the sense of her seeing that and being shocked, of course, she sees Spleefa take down the Rattata. So she's like, awesome, Spleefa. And she's like, flames, scratch. And of course, brings the scratch. Pidgey hangs on though. Does another tackle. And of course she's like, oh, this Pidgey's tougher than I would think. You know what I mean? Tougher than I thought. Of course, at the same time, Splendid's like, we got this. Tail whip. And of course, the Pidgeys are flying around, of course, and it's kind of looking cool. And they're male and female, and they're actually flying around together, and, they're flying around, and they're actually making it look awesome how they're, they're dodging. Like, they're moving around enough, like, they can't get hit yet, quick enough. The Rattata got hit quick because it was on the ground. And of course, in their sense, they battled their own set Pokemon. They didn't intervene and hit each other's Pokemon. So, of course, She hits her tackle. It's a good one. He's exhausted. And of course, she has the male one. And the male one hits her. Makes her exhausted. And of course, Spot's like, don't go down. We can't. We're not going down. Let's do this. She's like, Flames do Ember. Of course, as Ember hits the female. Of course. Knowing that, of course, the female Pidgey could not take that. Of course, and the female Pidgey faints, okay? Now, in that sense, it catches the male Pidgey off guard. He looks at her going down, and Splendid's like, now it's your time, Splendid. You know what I mean? She's like, hit it with tackle. Hits it with tackle, then the Pidgey faints also. So they both take them down. And of course, as it says, Splendid grew a level. And of course, in this sense, Splendid, she starts moving around and dancing happy, joyfully. Whatever will be the move that Splendid and Splenda will do. And she starts shooting bubbles in the air. And they find out, she scans the Pokédex and she finds out that Splenda can now be an elemental attacker and she can use Bubble with Splendid. Let me just continue through the route with her. And of course, thank goodness she doesn't get into a battle. I don't know if any of the others are lucky enough. I'm gonna save it for her before we get through when you get to past Route 1. Of course, I would save it. And of course, thank goodness, Leafa does not get into another battle. And of course, I'll save it for Spleefa. Now, this is actualized, so I can't stop it. So I gotta go with how it goes. And of course, ladies are straight. They make it through the route. And their battles were awesome. Of course, the guys, they're like, yeah, awesome. You girls were great. High fives. You know what I mean? High fives all the way. And of course, through our happiness and structure, I get to the battle on the way. And ideally, a female Pidgey pops up. Now, ideally, I see that she's a female. And I'm like, well, before this even happens, which I kind of rushed into it, just moving forward. In that battle sense, when that battle ended, they were like, yeah, this Pidgey's kind of looked awesome together, you know? Then they were like, did you ever think about catching another Pidgey even though, you know, Wings is lonely? And I say, yeah. The professor told us that we should. You mean? Now it makes sense, don't it? You know what I mean? The professor told us that, you know, he told us to catch Pokemon of both genders to see how things go. So, like mostly to catch Pokemon of both genders, you know, to see how it goes. So, in the beginning process, of course. So I say and I agree, and I'm saying, yeah, why not? And then boom, of course, they're like, yeah, it's an idea. Like, so the next time you see a female one, yeah, it's an idea. I'll catch it. And of course, we walk through the route more, and this female Pidgey pops out. I throw out Blast, and I'm like, okay, you're not taking on this next Pokemon this time. And I look at him, but he's like he's relaxed still, but he's a little down because I looked at him and I said that to him. And of course, Spot hops in. And she's like, "You should be more modest to Blast like I am with Flames." And of course, Flames is out of her Pokeball. Like everybody's out of their Pokeballs, and we're walking on the route. And of course, Flames is like looking at me, and she's like, "Yeah." I mean, standing up for Blast, and Blast, of course, he blushes. And, you know, he's happy about it, but he's still relaxed. So I just look at it, and I'm a little, you know, embarrassed my damn self. But I say, okay, I'm like, alright, well, I'm throwing this Pokeball. And I throw the Pokeball at this Pidgey female. And surprisingly, I catch it. And of course, I walk up with my Pokédex, and of course, the data, and then it just tells me, it's like, data's already been completed. Do you want to give, information's already been collected on Pidgey. Do you want to give a nickname to Pidgey? And I'm like, yes. And her nickname ends up being Minx. Now, they're all in the same route, so that's why they have the same name spelling. And she is bold. Now, that makes it way more interesting and better because she's on the boldness of Wings being lonely. Okay? And of course, you'll find out about their ability. But of course, I find out that her informational nature is all that. Okay? So we continue more down the route, and of course we are on our way to being in Viridian City, but of course I save it, and we will continue on the next episode. Thank you, and I appreciate you all that continue to watch it and that are helping with the development. Thank you.